You get to start playing conference games.
Yeah.
Does that change a lot?
Generally I think it means more familiarity, but I don't know. I don't think this year it does, really. You know, you play against the same. You know, you play Georgetown, you know what you're getting. Play Villanova, you kind of know what you're getting because you played them so many times. That part of it's all different.
Are you tougher to play without familiarity to you than it is for you to play teams you're not familiar with?
Why don't you ask Lon Kruger that?
He's familiar with you.
I don't know. I would assume so.
Because you're different.
We play different, yeah. But you know, Bob, and all, I think what happens is it's kind of like what Jeff said afterwards. You know, it's when you play us, we're not going to let you run your sets. We're going to take you out of things, and you're going to end up playing a lot of ball screens and guard the ball, which is, I think what pretty much everybody we've played has said for a long time.
It's pretty much what you have to do to win in basketball anyway.
At the end of the clock. I think Oklahoma does a great job running sets. I think they're a little more complex now than what they were before because they'll run some different entries into it, but still the same stuff. And they run it pretty well.
One change from the last time, Garden, what change they made? Cousins, coming off the bench.
Yeah. I think he's trying to get more guys on the floor can score. I don't know. I shouldn't say that probably, but I think that's what it is.
Notice you shot 74 free throws the last two games. Is that a product of the things that you're trying to do differently?
We're trying to get the line more. Yeah, we're trying to spread people as much as we can spread people and drive it at the basket. Trying to get the line.
More like a regular schedule now. You're playing like the 2 game. There's no more 10-day gaps or a week off for Christmas, things like that. Is that a good thing now, where it's more of a regular schedule? Get the 2 games in, get ready for the next game, instead of having that week off.
I get no more time off. I think generally, yeah. I don't know travel-wise. You know what I mean? It's not like, it's not like flying up Philadelphia and back, so we're going to have to adjust things, I think, because of that. When you're starting games at 9 o'clock, probably leaving the arena at midnight. And I think that kind of deal will take a little bit of getting used to and a little bit of figuring out.
Coach,
hey, Mick.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Good. Happy New Year.
You as well.
Coach, have you seen any signs of some steady improvement, in the overall performance of your team?
Well, Mick, you know what? Jay Jacobs, who is here and then leaves and then comes back, and he's gone for 3 or 4 days. He told me yesterday he thought we've gotten a whole lot better since the last time he was here. And sometimes that's easier, when you watch him every day, it's kind of hard. It's hard to tell how much better we're really getting. But Jay seems to think we've gotten better. Who am I to doubt Jay Jacobs? You know what I mean?
I don't know whether I believe him, Coach. I covered him as a high school player.
I didn't really want to get into all that, Mick, but
at Morgantown High.
They're giving up 61 a game, so they're pretty good defensively.
I think if I'm not mistaken, we scored more points against them than anybody has. Their 3 losses, they've scored 60 or less. I mean, we're going to have to guard them. And he does a great job coaching them. I mean, they beat us in transition in Orlando. I mean, just their probably last 6 or 7 baskets were either transition or second shots, and they do a great job in transition. But they're not one of those teams that has to do that. You know what I mean? We tell our guys all the time, score early, score late. You know, and they do a great job of that.
Play a lot of guys too.
Not as many as you think, really. No. You know, he plays those guards, but inside they play 3 guys, and pretty much depends if everybody packs it in, then they play a couple other guys, but not really.
Are you trying to pare things down, or is that just?
You know, Dave. Honestly, I'd like to, but I don't know that I can. I mean, I think everybody here would say, I didn't play Kevin Oreen for 2 games. He deserves to play. We need to get him in a game. He brings too much good things to the package not to play him. So then you add him, it's 10, and then who knows? We don't make any shots. Maybe Matt Humphrey can make a shot. It's so. Or Aaron Brown. I mean, AB was our best 3-point percentage shooter a year ago. Shot like 36%, I think it was.
The dribble drive stuff that you installed last week before Eastern Kentucky. How do your bigs fit in when you play that? Do you have to play more open post when you run that, or can they have a role when you go to that?
Oh no, they got a huge role. Actually, the hope was we could ISO Dennis and Eric Moore, and it gets Eric out where Eric can make some shots. Instead of moving Eric where they can stand and guard him, we just kind of stand him out there, which if they leave him, I told those guards, throw him the ball, let him shoot it. He shoots it better than you do, so let him shoot it. It's kind of what I did at Cincinnati one time. We kept clanging shots, and so I called timeout and told the post guys, you guys get out behind the line, let those guards rebound and see how they like it. And what happened was I had this guy, Keith Stark, started making them. And then LaVerse Robinson made a few, and so it really changed what we did, because I had, against the zone, I put Starks out there and let him shoot it and made the guards try to rebound, which I'm about to do with these guys. But Eric can shoot it out there. Eric may well be our best 3-point shooter.
You look at the numbers between Gary Brown and Jabari Hines, and they're startlingly similar. I mean, they're about the same player, have been. You got one starting and the other one coming in, I guess. The one that comes in plays a few more minutes per game than the one starting. And Brown, talk about that. What you're trying to do with those 2 guys, and how you're going to get them to be startlingly similar at a higher level.
Well, I've always tried to have a guy that came off the bench. Missoula did it for us for a long time, and I kind of talked to him. He understood why, and so he was good with it. I mean, I've said I think Darnell Burton he's unquestionably one of the top 10 leading scorers in the history of Cincinnati. He's probably in the top 7 or 8. Never started a game. Never in his 4 years ever started a game, because he made such a great impact coming off the bench. Terrence Gibson didn't start a game until Alan Jackson tore his knee up in the second round of the tournament, because he gave us so much coming off the bench. And I always wanted somebody who could change the game a little bit, come in and change it in some way or another. Burton changed it because he'd come in and make shots. Terrence Gibson changed it with his energy, and I think that's what Gary does. That's what Missoula did. When we brought Missoula in the game, how everybody's all keyed up to play, and then you kind of like settle in. Well, then you bring Joe Mazzulla in, and all of a sudden you're a little more revved up than they are. And that's kind of what we want to do with Gary.
And can those two guys, I mean, those two guys, though, seemingly looking at numbers, have a lot of room to improve on what they're doing. I mean, they're not where you would expect them to be at mid-season.
No, and you know, both of them have been in the gym. Both of them have shot it much better in practice. You know, I think what you fight, Bob, is they fight their mechanics. You know, they know what they're doing wrong, and you come in the gym and you do it, but then you get in the game and people are running at you, and you just revert back to the mechanics that you've done basically your whole life. And both of those guys have scored the ball driving at the basket. I mean, it's obvious that's what they try to do now. They've both of their games were penetration, get it to the basket, try to finish at the rim. And they know what they're doing wrong. You know, it's just a matter of shooting it, I think, the right way enough that they can transfer that into game situations, which to this point, obviously, they haven't.
Are you finding yourself having to control the games a little bit more than you like, decision-making, things like that, with this team?
I can't get 5 guys in the right spot after a timeout. So, I mean, we can't do anything on the fly. I mean, we have no chance to do anything on the fly, which is, I thought, really was our strength before. You know, particularly with Day and, you know, Devin. Devin had great basketball IQ. So we could change a lot of things on the fly that we have no chance to do now.